Alright, good morning Year 9. Today we are starting a new health topic and we are going to be looking at sexual health and relationships. So I bet you're all thinking, first and foremost, what is sexual health and what are the relationships? Sexual health is involving all aspects of person well-being that is specifically related to their sexuality. So if we look at this big beautiful wheel that we have over here, these are all the different aspects of well-being that an individual has. Kind of related to like how health is a holistic thing, well-being is also a holistic concept. For our sexual health, we're going to really focus in on our physical, social, and emotional well-being and how these three well-beings are linked to our sexual health and how sexual health can impact these three well-beings positively and negatively. And obviously for positive sexual health that we're trying to achieve, these things include having safe sexual experiences and ensuring that an individual's sexual rights are protected. So ensuring that you're covered with your basic human rights and they're being obtained no matter what the scenario or context is. And obviously relationships are basically, it defines as the connections between two things, and these can be in various forms. This doesn't just necessarily mean romantic relationships. We're looking at all types of relationships. We're looking at family, siblings, friends, even it could be teacher to student or employer to employee. And of course, we'll obviously dive in a little bit to our romantic and platonic relationships as well. So what will we investigate throughout the topic? So we are going to be talking about a few various areas, but these are kind of the four ones that we're going to really focus on. So the first one is obviously having safe sexual activities, ensuring you guys are safe and equipping you guys with the tools that you need to be safe. In particular, big social media. I know you guys are definitely in this social media era, that is how you communicate, which is great, but we are going to look on how to be safe through social media, like your digital footprint and all those things. We're also going to talk about STI prevention. So obviously, what can we do to prevent STIs? How do we test and where can we test? And then obviously, if there is any STIs, how are they treated? And things like that. We'll also look at two-way consent, so gaining consent, and that is not just verbal consent, but also the verbal and physical, which means verbal and the body language. Is the body language saying yes or no? And lastly, we're going to be talking about positive relationships and like what do they involve. So ensuring they're all green flags, there's no red flags at all in the relationship. I would like to do a little disclaimer, but some of these topics can be upsetting, and if at any time you feel they are upsetting, because we will probably be talking about some heavy topics like sexual abuse or abusive relationships and things like that, I am always free, the door is always open, and I will hang out after class for 10 minutes. If you ever need to come talk to me, please do, or talk to somebody, an adult that you find trustworthy. And I bet you're sitting there thinking, but why? Why is this relevant to me? And it really is. Adolescence is categorized by risk-taking, exploration, and experimentation. You guys are at this age where you are finding yourselves, yeah? And it's also the age, roughly about 18, where you start exploring your sexuality, so you're right in the middle. So we want to equip you with the tools to ensure that you have a safe, healthy sexual health, which leads to a safe health and well-being. So you're probably thinking, but it's still not relevant to me. Well, actually 56.9% of people aged 14 to 19 were currently in a relationship in 2022, and 61 people had participated in a sexual experience in 2024. So, activity time. We're going to do our secret question box, and then we're going to start at looking into identifying the relationships within our life. So firstly, it's kind of like voting. You're going to have these two little podiums and a box at the front. I just want you to write an anonymous question, don't put your name on it, of something that you would like to know about that's related to sexual health or relationships. This is your time to ask a question without having to actually say it. So it can be, there's no limits. Write whatever question you would like to know. Put it in the box, no one will know it's your question, and we will go through and start answering some of those questions. After you've done the questions, I'd like you to start doing a mind map of all the different relationships in your life. Start to identify them, and it doesn't just have to be romantic, and also start to think about why are they positive or negative, because then we're going to have a class discussion about it and discuss further on what makes that relationship positive. What characteristics are we looking for? Are we looking for respect, active listening, and things like that? So think of your question, come up the front one by one, write it, pop it in the box, and we'll get going from there. Thank you.